Hey guys, welcome back to another unboxing video with POPnGAMES. Today we're going to be unboxing the Switch Pad for Switch Game Console. This is a 5-in-1, you could say Pro controller for the Nintendo Switch made by Emio. And this is actually really cool. It lets you swap out the button configuration to match NES, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64 and GameCube styled control layouts. So we're going to take a look at this, and later in the video we're actually going to test this out and see how it plays. So anyway, looking at it, we can see through the package right here. We can see we've got the controller in the normal Switch Pro controller button layout, which is also one of the 5 options. And down here we can see it says wireless, as it should be because it's the Switch Pro controller design, and it's rechargeable. And it says 5-in-1 controller, as I said. Moving on to the left side, we have a shot of our graphic of the controller in all the various customizations. So we can see it's the right side, I believe, is the only side that changes because that's where, the crucial button layouts go. So we see the layouts matching, their corresponding controllers. On the right side, we have a little information. It shows you all the different styles, and it shows like the parts lifting off. And it says, play new and old games on your Switch easily with the interchangeable button pads. It includes button layouts for the original Switch style, GameCube style, Nintendo 64 style, SNES style, and NES style. The handles on the controller are coated with rubber to have a firm grasp on the Switch pad. Firmly grasp it. And that's just a translation. We have to the right side. Top is just nothing. It's got like little D-pad logos there. And on the bottom, just like rights and stuff like that, nothing too important. And let's take a look at the back. This again showing the graphics of all the different layouts and their names. And it says interchangeable pieces. It's got a shot of each of the little pieces right there. It says the Switch Pad for Nintendo Switch allows for a fun, customizable gaming experience for your Switch console. Switch between stylized button pads to easily play NES style, SNES style, and 64 style, GC style, and Switch games. And the rest is a translation. So let's open this up now. And this will definitely be really good when they start releasing more, like when they have like the virtual console on the Switch, so you can actually play games from all these consoles, which I'm not sure if that's been officially announced, but hopefully will be happening soon. But there's already a handful of games that, like designed in a more retro style that might be good for this. So here's the manual. I'm not going to look at this too much just yet because we want to see the product. We do have the USB cable included. This is the USB-C style, which works with most Switch products. So you could, I assume you'd be able to use this for a regular Switch Pro controller as well. And here we have the controller itself, as well as these like stylized rings to go around the controller. And I'm going to show you the controller, and I'm going to attempt to put it in all the different variations as well. I may need the manual to help me with that, but that's okay. So let's first, feeling the controller does feel pretty sturdy. It feels, around the same weight as the normal Switch Pro controller. The grips certainly don't feel like the same. They don't feel like they fit in your hand quite as well as the Switch Pro controller, or not really. These triggers look a little cheap. They're I don't know, they got this, they look like a kind of painted silver design, but, they feel alright. Can't really tell until I play on it, which I will. Both of the sticks click as they should. D-pad feels alright. And we have all the buttons, the plus and the minus, and the screen capture and the home button as well. And here is the regular buttons. They feel alright. It definitely feels cheaper compared to the Switch Pro controller. And here's the sync button, by the way. As well as a reset button. I'm not sure why they need both of those. And here's where you plug it in. And let's see, do I just lift this? I think. Let's see. I should probably look at the book before doing this, but I don't know, it just has like little places where you lift it, and I think it snaps on. But if I don't get this easily, let me double check the manual, and it'll give me a chance to show you the manual as well. So, let's see. Faceplates, buttons, just showing you all the features, which we already kind of went through. And here we have interchangeable components, blah blah, navigate through the menu, have the Switch button layout inserted to the Switch faceplate, so it's basically saying you want you to have the regular Pro controller design attached to be accessing all the menus on your Switch, of course, and before you choose a game, and then it wants you to switch. Okay, so it does have the little thing where you lift carefully, unbuckle the notches of the faceplate, and then remove the button layout, place desired buttons. And yes, I think I was doing it right. I guess I just got give it a little more of a press. And the buttons have been switched to your liking. Oh, yeah. So it seems like they kind of just snap on, snap off. There's no like lock switch or anything to, no pun intended, to tell. Also has some built-in software apparently. It says download the newest software to your PC, start the software, and you can plug it into the PC. So it does have like drivers or whatever that you'll need for it. Some specs here. I'm not sure what all these specs mean, but you can take a look at that if you want more information on the product. You can pause this page here. And the rest of it is just translated, I think. Alright, so let me get the rest of this off of here now. And then we can actually take a look at the different layouts. There we go. Alright, so you can see this faceplate pops off first, and then we have the button layout here. You can see it on the bottom. It's pretty cool how it pops out like that. And I guess we'll just go in order. So let's take out the faceplates, and we're going to start with the NES, which should be this guy right here. As you can see, it even has the it says home in the theme of like the NES controller. That's pretty nice. I'll take a closer look at that once we get it onto the console, or onto the controller, excuse me. So we just have, of course, 2 buttons, because the NES only has 2 face buttons, well, like in terms of the B&A. And I wonder, can we use the, no, I assume we can't use the, no, that wouldn't, wait, can we? Oh no, I guess we can, because it's just a ring. Okay, so there's an added degree of customization, because you can use different faceplates with different button layouts, should you so choose. But for this purposes of the video, we're going to use the corresponding faceplates. So here we have, just snaps right on. Snaps very easily. I don't know if that's, actually, this didn't snap. There we go. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, if it's going to always hold the plate on there. But there we have the NES layout. I must say these do feel somewhat similar to NES buttons. They feel a little more shallow, but I mean, you know, you're not looking for an exact experience with something like this, but they definitely, you know, replicate the feel of it, and it does have that nice look. Although I'm not personally a fan of the fact that it's, you know, kind of a hybrid, like you still see the black on this side and you see the NES here, but looks pretty cool. Let's take that off and move on to the next one, which is going to be the SNES, which I guess is this one? Yes, it is. Okay, not much you can see there, just kind of like a plain gray. You know, it is the color of the SNES, but okay. And this, of course, we have 4 buttons, the X, Y, A, and B. And just pop this right on. And is it on? Yeah. Sometimes the snap is not too convincing that it's really on, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like it wants to jump off or anything. So anyway, I don't have as much experience on an SNES controller as I do on an NES controller, but the buttons, they definitely feel like, you know, they have their own feel to each one of these designs. So stick feels a little like not as snappy as I would like it, but I am a competitive Smash player, so that I'm a little picky when it comes to sticks. For any kind of casual gaming, that would certainly be more than enough. And let's get this off of here. This one really does not want to come off. Let's see. Yeah, so interestingly, it doesn't snap on super tight, but then it doesn't want to snap off that easily either. But I think I got it now. It's just this one piece does not want to come off. I don't want to break it. Okay, there we go. Alright, so moving on to the N64, which is red for some reason. I don't know why they use red. I've never seen a red N64. Actually, there might be a red N64 controller, but I mean, certainly gray is the standard for that. But as you can see in the picture, it does show the red corresponding to the N64 layout. So there we go. Well, so I'm a little confused. I don't remember the B and A being in exactly those positions on the N64, but I don't know, they got to squeeze it all together. And the C buttons are, all the buttons on this N64 variant at least are significantly smaller. This does not exactly want to stay snapped into place, does it? Alright, so that's already kind of a little sketchy. I have all the other snaps in place, but this one right here is not like exactly wanting to stay, but I mean, you could certainly play on it like this. C buttons are very tiny. I wouldn't want to really use these for anything. It's hard to like even press one of them without pressing all of them, and I have not the biggest thumbs. If you have a huge thumb, this would be very annoying to play on. Not much like feel, like special feel to this either way, so I'm not crazy about the N64 one. The one I'm most excited about, though, to try is the GameCube one, which we're about to get to next. And once I snap this off of here, if I ever can, then we'll get to that. There we go. Alright, so finally the GameCube. It has the Indigo design, matching the all too famous Indigo GameCube controller. Buttons are absolutely tiny compared to what they should be to match a GameCube controller, but I guess they had to do that to fit them properly. GameCube controller is something I have an immense amount of experience playing on, so I can tell you that this does not feel like a GameCube controller. But you know, the button layout is still there. It's not supposed to exactly replicate the feel. But much like these little C buttons on the N64 layout, the Y and X buttons are just really tiny and not really too comfortable to hit. A and B are pretty much in the right location. Okay, so we actually did have this old GameCube controller lying around, so we can just show you a quick comparison of the button layout. I'll show you them side by side, and then I'll take this off and put it right on. So as you can see, all the buttons are significantly smaller on this product that we're unboxing here, particularly the Y buttons, and feeling them. I mean, this is an old GameCube controller, but the buttons are far more loose than on this, and these are kind of like difficult to press a little bit. But yeah, now let me just take this off and show it to you like right on top of the GameCube controller, so can give you a really good comparison. I don't think we have any of the other controllers laying around, but either way. You can also see the Indigo shade is significantly darker. Well, maybe not significantly darker, but it's definitely darker, at least to my eyes, on this variation. So you can see like right on top, or I guess I'll just put it right there. See, also the coloring is a little different. I'm not sure if they had to do that. The A button is quite lighter on the this version, and you can see the Y and X are tiny comparatively. But yeah, that's that. And I think that's all the components that we have for this controller here. So next up, we're gonna test this out and see how it plays. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so now we've got the controller hooked up to the Switch. We've got Rocket League on it. So I'm just gonna show you like pressing the different buttons. They seem to work, and it feels pretty nice, you know. I don't really have much experience playing Rocket League, but you know, I can just show you moving around in the game. All the buttons work as they should. I can do that. Sticks feel, you know, they feel better when I'm actually playing the game than when you're just like holding the controller on its own. So it's pretty good. We're using, of course, in the Switch Pro Controller layout right here for the buttons. I'm not going to try all the other layouts just for this. We're just kind of testing it out and see how it moves. But yeah, you know, it hooked right up to the Switch. The sync button worked perfectly, and everything else is working all right. I haven't had any problem with any buttons. We can see the home button, and you can screen capture works, start button works, D-pad, and all the other buttons seem to work. It definitely still feels, you know, like cheaper than like, you know, the real Switch Pro controller, but it's nice, and just having the opportunity to change these button layouts is a pretty cool thing. So yeah, you can definitely play on this, and it works fine. Alright guys, so that's pretty much all we got to show for this, and that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching this unboxing of the Switch Pad for Switch Game Console, as they call it. And as always, thank you guys for staying tuned to POPnGAMES for these unboxing videos, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.